Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Lightfall intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned. No Trials of Osiris this weekend because Iron Banner is here, though there was a weird glitch where Trials was actually popping up, though you couldn't actually play it. Today, XUR can be found in the Watcher's Grave on Nessus in the Big Tree, and sort of a mid-tier batch of stuff. Some good rolls, but on stuff that I wouldn't really use. We have the Queensbreaker. If you don't have it, pick it up. We have the Shinobu's Vow for the Hunter. 61, nothing to write home about. We have the Actium War Rig with the 66, high roll, not bad, but a kind of mid-tier exotic. And we have the Verity's Brow, which is actually a very good exotic for Warlocks if you don't have it with, I believe that was a 64 roll. Not the best distribution, but definitely a good pickup if you don't have that one. We have the legendary loot with the No Reprieve shotgun. We have the Blood Feud submachine gun. We have the Thoughtless sniper rifle, which is actually not a bad roll. We have the Hollowed Words fusion rifle. We have the Achilles SR V103 sniper rifle. And then we have the Fire and Forget linear fusion rifle. Not a bad one to pick up. And we have the Night Watch scout rifle. Not a terribly good roll on any of them, but a few to maybe look out for. The loot is weird. This is, for new players, this is what we call the bug loot period of the year. If anybody played Witch Queen, you might remember that for some reason, I believe it was in Witch Queen, for the first 2 months that we had XUR, all the loot rolls on the legendary gear were just garbage. They were not dropping anywhere close to where they're supposed to be, which is around 60 and occasionally high 60s. So between 60 and 65, or you could call it 58 to 65, that's where the legendary loot is supposed to be. We're not getting anything near that on any of the classes. So officially, I would say that the XUR legendary loot is completely bugged. The rolls on the Hawkmoon and the Dead Man's Tale were, again, fairly mid. But I did want to just also briefly cover a couple of really good XP farms that you can actually do this week. I did, earlier in the week, talk about Iron Banner and the best way that you can actually farm that out. So if you haven't done that or you haven't checked out that video, you might want to go take a look. But we talk about ornaments and how you can best use them. But I didn't actually talk about the Vanguard playlist this week because it is a double XP week. Of course, they would make it a double XP week in the Vanguard playlist when Iron Banner is around. But a lot of people don't know that if you actually go up to this top right corner, you might see this icon. You might not even know that you can actually scan over it, but essentially this tracks your streaks. Now, if you were to do the Nightfall on Heroic, and do it 5 times in a row, you'll get the 5 streak. At a 5 streak, you are getting a ton. I don't know if it's exactly 100k XP or close to every run or two, but the Heroic Nightfall is not that difficult. If you get on that 5 streak, you can stay on that 5 streak so long as you don't go and play any other activity. So that's like Crucible or Gambit. You can just stay on that 5 streak and continue, and it is really worth it. The Heroic is not a very hard one to actually complete, and it's just really worth the XP. So if you're trying to farm out your Season Pass or get a little extra artifact power, which this is also good for, definitely go play that this weekend, as well as maybe some Iron Banner, but of course it kind of takes away from Iron Banner this week. The Legendary Lost Sector today is the Gilded Precept in Neoma. Never really sure how to pronounce that name, but on Neptune, let's just say that. And it is awarding exotic chest armor. Now, exotic chest armor is always one that I like to talk about because there are some really good exotic chest pieces, primarily the one for the Hunter. Now, I don't know if this is still super meta, but Void builds have not gotten any worse heading into the season, though I'm sure a lot more people are rocking Strand because it's the new thing. But for most Hunters, having this particular exotic is always going to be a huge benefit, and that's, of course, the Gerfalcon's Harbuk, the hardest name to say. I probably said it wrong again, but this is or was the #1 sought after exotic last season, and I can't imagine that it's really changed that much now, but it's so good with all Void builds. The new adapted Void 3.0 being the ultimate example. So if you are a hunter, maybe you're a new player to the game, or maybe you just don't have this exotic yet, this is a good day to go and farm those. I'll always sort of mention when it is a chess piece or when there is a particular exotic that is super meta or has been super meta that is available through the legendary lost sectors, though I haven't really talked about them that much this year yet. We will be transitioning into that sort of talk just because that'll be the more daily update sort of thing. And as more people start to hit the soft cap, the hard cap of 1800, which I'm sure most people are at now, and then transition into the pinnacle cap of 1810 and above, you're really going to be trying to curate your builds as much as possible. So when there is a really meta exotic, I will try to mention it. Also remember that if you didn't watch my last video on an easy XP farm that you can do this week, that will go into greater deal, but essentially there is a really good XP farm in the deep mission that is available on rotation on the moon. I think it's every 3, possibly every 4 weeks. I've heard 3 and 4, and I thought it was 3, but I might have just misremembered that. But essentially that is sort of a free accessible, so anybody who is, I believe even New Light have access to that. There are other XP farms in the game that you can use, like the Shirochi checkpoint, but some of them are not always available for free-to-play players or people who don't have certain expansions. So this one just comes along every 3 weeks. It's in the deep mission. Go watch my last video, and it shows you exactly where to go, covers the whole thing in detail if that's something you really want to do. It's also a super passive XP farm because it is a kill farm for enemies. So if you're trying to level up weapons or just get, like I said, a little extra artifact power, maybe unlock the artifact or rank up your seasonal pass or a number of triumphs. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with a kill farm. It is a really easy one because you can actually do it AFK if you want. And because all the enemies in there are thrall that don't shoot at you and you can sort of, plow through them like tissue paper because they are thrall, it just makes it a really good XP farm. But that's going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. It was meant to be just sort of a roundup on the week and also maybe just some information that we didn't cover, daily news kind of stuff. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Any of those things I just mentioned will also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel, and I do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. We're doing a continuous Lightfall giveaway, or if you have that, any seasonal pass giveaways or things that you might need, so maybe for any specific expansion, past seasons or future seasons. And if you've watched this far, please leave a hashtag XUR or hashtag Lightfall in the comments section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. Remember, I do a hashtag at the end of every video, so if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and of course do it again. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching. As always, of course, we will see you next time. Little